Alright guys, it's been a while since I've done a video. A little update. Today is the day. I'm finally working back on the Toyota, and what I did was meticulously clean the underneath of this. I addressed some of the rust. I put that Chloroseal on the rust, which turns out I don't think I'm really a fan of. But I got it all. This is black epoxy primer. And I'm just doing the underneath so I can flip it, get it back up on the frame. And so there it is in black epoxy primer. I'm gonna let it sit for 3 hours, I think I have to. I primed the front because I'm gonna paint that as well blue, since you can't reach it once it's on. So we'll jump from here. Show you what I did in here. I don't have a light. Hopefully it'll show up. There again, did the same to the back, just where the bed's gonna sit. Hope I went high enough. Don't really recall how high the bed was. My little patch right there, I did weld in a piece, but then I just went ahead with seam sealer and decided to kind of coat the whole thing. And I got both wheel wells. Can't really see it. Up in there is where I welded that piece in. Yeah, you can see it, my messy seam sealer job. And so I did both wheel wells. Got these brackets welded in. And messy seam sealer, but it got all primed. I only primed up so high because I can reach the rest later. And then I got that one welded, and you can see the messy seam sealer, and of course the whole tunnel, the whole underneath, primed with epoxy primer black. And I'll see if I can't show you the top of the battery tray. Got it welded in, and it will get sanded and painted at some point, but turned out pretty good. Can't really probably see it that well. Nope, not really. That's about as good as it's gonna get, but there it is, all welded in. So if all goes well, I'll turn it blue tonight, and I'll do another little bit for the video. I went ahead just where these body mounts go, and I primed those. And under this wheel well. That's it for now. So here's part of the reason of my delays. I always seem to have projects. Here I have one buffalo hide, 2 buffalo hides. They're summer hides. So they got really short hair. But they came at kind of a terrible time, and being that they butchered them for meat, and it's nearly 100 degrees out, I understand that getting the hide off is very important, and in doing so they made just a ton of holes in this one. So we'll see how good they turn out. So far I have 3 buffalo hides that I need to tan, and I got 2 buffalo skulls. I'll show you those. I'm supposed to be getting 6 more, but I'm hoping that they're not butchered until winter time. I'd like to get some winter hides. So there's one guy. There's another. So just a little side project there. Quick little addition to my video, what I've been working on. So last night, sprayed the Toyota bed blue. It's actually a pre-mixed Ford blue. It's not the Toyota blue, but it's pretty dang close. And I'm not going to use this paint on the actual pickup, but for $30 a can, I figured why not. I basically, with the blue, my only thing I was trying to accomplish is I wanted to paint in between where the bed was and the cab, being that you cannot reach in between there later. The goal is to get the cab and the bed back on as soon as possible. So what I did, meticulously sanded most of this, used that Cora-Seal, which I don't think I'm really a fan of, but I had it, so I used that. It's a rust converter. Then I hit it with black epoxy primer, and then this Van Sickle Ford blue paint. So what I'm contemplating now is they make a bed liner, but it's more like a paint, meaning it doesn't have that texture. And I'm thinking about just, I don't know, it's between either just rolling with this blue or now going ahead and painting the underneath of the bed and the cab with this kind of bed liner paint. At some point, the goal is just to get it on the road. And I know I've read about this paint. They say that it gets cloudy, it doesn't hold up, you know, with the UV rays. I'm not concerned with that because it's on the underneath of the pickup. Like I said, I would never paint the outside of the truck, which I will be doing, but I would never use, well, shoot, I was going to show you the can, but I painted it. So it's just that Van Sickle equipment. It's a tractor paint, actually. So I painted in between where the bed goes. And actually, you know, it sprayed real nice. And got my wheel wells. See if I can get a shot underneath. Not really. But it's all blue. And then I hit just these bolt mounts up in the front. Things that I probably cannot get to later. So the goal is to get this back on so I can start the body work. But it's a little lighter than the Toyota Blue, quite a bit lighter. But these are behind the scene, these are things that you're not gonna see. That's why I felt it was okay. I wish I could find a good comparison, but my lighting in here is terrible. That's the original Toyota paint, and that's the Ford Blue. So I'm having a real issue finding the color code for this Toyota. It's an 81 Toyota, and no one seems to have the color code. I think I know it just from internet research, but when I look up that color code, which I think is like 857, there's like numerous shades of that people post. So the paint actually is sprayed really nice. I had a few issues with the gun. So anyway, that's it for now. It's just got to sit here and dry, and I've got to kind of determine what it is I'm going to do. Another thing is when I paint the actual pickup, I will not be painting under these conditions. You can see my ground. Dirt everywhere. and even just spraying with the sprayer, I don't know if I'll catch it or pick it up, but yeah, you can see there in some places I got debris that sprayed up into the paint. There again, at this stage of the game, I'm not really concerned with it. Another thing I'm going to start doing is, I know that this motor had a blown head gasket at least, and so I'm going to start tearing into this. But I'm kind of in that situation where I just need to get this pickup on the road, and I do not have the time, and I certainly do not have the money. So I actually took it far more involved than what I was even planning on doing, but it looks worse than it is. It'll go back together quite fast. There's the frame all ready to go for it. So I'll probably let this sit for a day or two and go ahead and get the cab and the bed on and move right along with the project. That's it. So I cleaned up the shop a little bit, pushing this frame in, and the goal is to get the cab back on the frame and then get the bed of the truck way over there back on the frame. But as I was looking, I saw some dirt, and the first thing that came to my mind is, uh-oh, I have a 4-year-old. So I don't know if you can see it, but that's not gonna show up. Well, yeah, that shows up. Looked in the gas tank, and apparently my 4-year-old has filled it with dirt and rocks. Remind you that I completely and utterly cleaned out this tank, but that's having a 4-year-old, and this is not the first setback that he has caused me. What that means, I'm going to go ahead and put the cab back on, but instead of just easy peasy putting the bed of the truck on, I now will have to pull this gas tank and re-clean it out, because I don't want to just go on the off chance that, oh, well, maybe it's just some rocks there, and pull the rocks out, because I do see. So a quick little conclusion to this video that I'm going to post today. Got my iced coffee. It's a very hot day. So what I got going on is I got the cab completely back on the frame, and I would have had the bed of the truck, but the crap that my son put in the gas tank. I'm going to try to vacuum it out. Anything I can do from having to remove it will be a-okay with me. So this is kind of where it sits. Frame painted, new shocks, new leaf springs in the back. Painted blue underneath. I really debated on what to do as far as putting, they make like this paint for, it's bed liner paint, but without that texture. But I don't know, at some point you just have to call it a day. I don't have the time nor the money. So unfortunately I didn't get the cab put on. There it sits. And that's how it goes. I've had a series of days off, and you think you'll get a certain amount of stuff done, and it just doesn't happen, especially in this heat. So I know this project's been slow, and it seems like the longer that the project sits here, the more I kind of cut off my list to do. So there it is. That's a wrap, and I'll post this video. Bye.